All right, so you're prepping for a costume attendant interview.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is. And you want to just blow them away, right?
Right.
Well, we've got all these RoleCatcher guides here to help you do just that.
Perfect.
Yeah. Think of this deep dive as your backstage pass to just interview success.
Okay.
We'll hit all the highlights from the Costume Attendant Career and Interview guides.
Yeah.
Sprinkle in some of our own tips and tricks.
This thing's great.
Even show you how RoleCatcher's AI can give you like this extra edge.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ready to get this show on the road.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. So before we get to those interview questions,
Okay.
I think it's really helpful to paint a picture of what a costume attendant does day to day.
Yeah, definitely.
What are some key takeaways from the Costume Attendant Career Guide on that?
So I think what's fascinating here is the variety of tasks that a costume attendant tackles. You're not just maintaining costumes.
Right.
You're often involved in the entire life cycle.
Wow.
From like fittings and alterations to repairs and even helping with like quick changes during a performance.
Oh, wow.
It's a very hands-on role.
So you're like a costume ninja.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
And the guide really emphasizes the importance of organization and attention to detail.
That makes sense.
Imagine managing hundreds of costumes,
Right.
each with its own specific care instructions,
Oh, my God.
fitting notes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's like a logistical puzzle that requires a very keen eye and a systematic approach.
Okay, so let's unpack some of these common interview questions
Okay, yeah.
that you might encounter. And I'm guessing one of the first ones they're going to ask is, what inspired you to pursue a career as a costume attendant?
Yeah, for sure.
So how would you approach that?
So this is your chance to let your passion shine.
Okay.
Did a specific play or film spark your interest? Have you always been fascinated by historical fashion or the transformative power of costumes?
Yeah.
You know, be genuine, share a personal anecdote, and let your enthusiasm for this field come through.
They want to see that spark.
Yes.
Now, I'm guessing they'll also want to know how you handle the fast-paced, sometimes chaotic nature of this work.
Yeah, absolutely.
How would you approach a question like, describe your experience working in a fast-paced environment?
Well, first off, don't just say, I work well under pressure.
Right. Everyone says that.
Yeah, everyone says that. So instead, paint a vivid picture with a specific example.
Like what?
Maybe you had to handle a last-minute costume malfunction during a live show.
Oh.
Or juggled multiple fittings with demanding actors.
Okay.
So you really want to highlight your ability to stay calm, think on your feet, and find creative solutions under pressure.
I bet they'll also be curious about your technical skills.
Yes, definitely.
What kind of questions should we expect there?
So something like, how do you ensure costumes are properly stored and maintained?
Okay.
Now, this isn't just about knowing how to sew a button. It's about showcasing your in-depth understanding of fabric care cleaning techniques and even archival methods for preserving delicate or historical pieces.
Wow.
It's really about treating those costumes like the treasures they are.
So what kind of detail would really impress them here?
Let's say they ask about handling delicate fabrics like silk.
Okay.
You could mention your experience using archival quality storage techniques or highlight your knowledge of specific cleaning solutions for different types of silk.
Okay.
It's about demonstrating your expertise and showing that you take pride in preserving these garments.
Okay, so we've talked about passion, problem solving, and technical skills.
Yes.
What about the collaborative aspect of this role?
Absolutely. Costume work involves constant communication and teamwork. They might ask something like, how do you communicate with actors and production staff regarding costume changes and fittings?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You're working so closely with actors, directors, designers, and the whole backstage crew.
Right.
How can you demonstrate those strong communication skills?
So think about a specific instance where you had to convey important information clearly,
Okay.
maybe even during a stressful situation. Did you actively listen to concerns? Were you able to adapt to last-minute changes? So really highlight your ability to be both assertive and collaborative,
Okay.
ensuring that everyone is on the same page.
So it's about being a team player even when the pressure's on.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I'm also curious how the RoleCatcher AI can help you prepare for these specific questions.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Imagine having like a virtual coach
Okay.
that analyzes the job description, identifies keywords, and suggests ways to tailor your answers to perfectly match what the employer's looking for.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's like having a secret weapon for interview prep. And it goes beyond just suggesting keywords.
Okay.
You can actually practice your answers
Oh, wow.
and get personalized feedback from the AI,
Okay.
helping you fine-tune your delivery and making sure your message is clear and impactful.
So it's not just what you say, it's how you say it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's incredible. Okay, now before we move on to some more of those interview questions,
Okay.
I want to touch on one more key takeaway
Okay.
from the Costume Attendant Career Guide.
Of course. What stood out to you?
Well, they mentioned the importance of staying up to date with industry trends and advancements in technology.
Yes, that's crucial.
Yeah.
The world of costume design is constantly evolving
Yeah.
with new fabrics, techniques, and even digital tools emerging all the time.
Wow.
Showing that you're actively learning and expanding your skill set is a huge plus.
So whether it's mastering a new sewing technique
Yes.
or exploring 3D modeling for costume design,
Yeah.
it's all about demonstrating that you're passionate about growth and keeping your skills sharp.
Exactly. Now let's delve into some more nuanced interview questions that might come up.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so let's look at this question. Can you describe your experience working with different costume styles and eras?
Oh, yeah, like the time-traveling costume attendant.
Yeah.
This is where you can show off, like, your range, right? From, like, Elizabethan ruffs to futuristic spacesuits.
Exactly.
What's the key to nailing this question?
It's all about demonstrating your versatility and knowledge of costume history.
Okay.
So instead of just saying, I'm comfortable with any style,
Right.
highlight specific productions or projects that allowed you to work with diverse eras and aesthetics.
Okay.
So did you assist on a Victorian era play?
Right.
Or maybe help create costumes for a sci-fi film, share those experiences, emphasizing the research and attention to detail involved?
So it's not just about saying, I can do that. It's about proving that you've done it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I know fit is crucial in costume work.
Oh, for sure.
What kind of questions should we anticipate about that?
So they might ask something like, how do you ensure costumes fit the actors properly?
Okay.
This is where your collaborative skills and meticulous attention to detail come into play. So walk them through your process.
Okay.
Do you begin with careful measurements?
Right.
Are you skilled at making on-the-spot adjustments?
Yeah.
How do you work with the actors to ensure both comfort and freedom of movement?
Because a beautifully crafted costume that restricts an actor's movement, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Exactly, yeah. And remember, you might be working with dancers, singers, or even stunt performers.
Wow.
Each type of performer has unique needs.
Yeah.
And it's your job to ensure that the costumes are both functional and visually stunning.
Okay, speaking of functionality, let's talk about fabric.
Okay.
What's the best way to answer a question like, can you describe your experience working with different fabrics and materials?
So this question goes beyond just knowing your silk from your satin.
Right.
It's about showcasing your deep understanding of fabric properties and care. Think back to some memorable experiences.
Okay.
Have you ever repaired a tear in delicate lace?
Oh, yeah.
Or removed a stubborn stain from velvet?
That's a good one.
These anecdotes really demonstrate your problem-solving skills and your ability to handle diverse materials.
You're like a fabric whisperer.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's say you're interested in moving up that ladder in the costume department.
Okay.
What kind of question might they ask to assess your leadership potential?
They could ask, how do you manage and train a team of costume attendants?
Okay.
This is your chance to demonstrate your leadership style
Yeah.
and your ability to create a positive and productive work environment.
Right.
So, are you a collaborative leader? Do you delegate tasks effectively?
Right.
How do you provide constructive feedback and mentorship?
Because a well-run costume department, it requires clear communication, organization, and a shared passion, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
Share specific examples of how you've successfully trained new team members, resolved conflicts, or motivated your team to achieve a common goal.
Okay.
Even if you haven't held a formal leadership role, you can still highlight instances where you've taken initiative, guided colleagues, or demonstrated those core leadership qualities.
Now, before we get to those RoleCatcher AI feature
think
that can help you with this question?
Yeah.
I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, and that's staying current with industry trends.
Oh, yes. Continuous learning is so essential in this field.
It is.
And the Career Compass feature on RoleCatcher, it's fantastic for exploring career paths and understanding the skills needed to advance in your career.
Yeah, I love the Career Compass.
Yeah.
It maps out that potential progression for a costume attendant.
Yeah.
From entry-level roles all the way up to becoming a costume designer.
Right.
It's really helpful for visualizing those long-term goals.
It is. It's a roadmap for success.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond just job titles.
Okay.
It provides valuable insights into the experience and expertise you'll need at each stage of your career.
Okay.
For example, as you move from a costume assistant to a costume coordinator,
right,
you'll likely take on more responsibility for managing fittings, overseeing repairs, and coordinating with the design team.
And if you have your sights set on becoming a costume designer, the Career Compass will highlight the importance of developing your design skills, building a portfolio, and networking within the industry.
It's like having a personalized guide to help you navigate your career journey.
Okay, now let's get back to that leadership question.
Okay.
And how RoleCatcher can help you craft a really compelling answer.
So the AI features on RoleCatcher are incredibly powerful for this. You can input the specific question, how do you manage and train a team of costume attendants? And the AI will analyze the keywords and suggest ways to tailor your response to highlight your leadership strengths.
Wow, it's like having an interview strategist like right there with you.
Exactly, and it can help you structure your answer in a clear and concise way, ensuring you hit all the key points that will resonate with the interviewer. And remember, you can practice your response using the AI feedback feature.
Okay.
This will help you fine-tune your delivery and ensure you're projecting confidence and competence.
So you're not just winging it, you're going in with this well-crafted AI-powered response.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Now, I know salary expectations can be a really delicate topic to navigate, right? What's the best way to approach a question like, what are your salary expectations?
All right. So this is where research is your best friend.
Okay.
Use resources like RoleCatcher Salary Insights to understand the typical pay range. For costume attendants in your location and with your level of experience, this will give you a really solid foundation for the conversation.
So you're not just throwing out a random number.
Right.
You've got data to back it up.
Exactly. And be prepared to discuss factors that might influence your salary expectations.
Like what?
Such as your specialized skills, additional certifications, or the specific demands of the role.
So if you're a whiz with special effects makeup, or have experience handling delicate vintage costumes, you can highlight those as added value.
Precisely. And remember, the salary conversation is a two-way street.
Okay.
Be open to negotiation and focus on finding a mutually agreeable solution.
So you're not just demanding a certain number, you're engaging in a conversation about what you bring to the table. Now let's talk about a question that's all about your long-term vision.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So this is your opportunity to showcase your ambition and paint a picture of your future self in the world of costume design. Have you considered specializing in a particular area, like period costumes or theatrical makeup?
No.
Do you envision yourself in a supervisory role? Maybe even starting your own costume design business.
Wow, yeah.
It's about sharing your aspirations, even if they're still evolving.
Right. It's okay if they're not totally concrete yet.
Exactly. What matters is demonstrating that you're driven, have goals, and are actively thinking about your professional growth.
And it's a great opportunity to connect your aspirations to the specific company or role you're interviewing for.
Yes. Show them how your goals align with their company culture and how you can contribute to their future success.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From showcasing your passion and expertise to navigating those tricky salary and career goal questions.
Yes.
What are some final thoughts for our listeners as they prepare to rock their costume attendant interviews?
First and foremost, remember to be yourself.
Yeah.
Let your genuine enthusiasm and love for the craft shine through.
Authenticity is key.
Yes.
No one wants to hire a robot.
Exactly. Preparation is essential.
Yeah.
Use all the incredible resources RoleCatcher offers to tailor your answers, practice your delivery, and boost your confidence.
Like having an all-star team in your corner cheering you on.
Yes. And finally, don't forget to relax, breathe, and enjoy the process.
Okay.
This is an exciting opportunity.
Yeah.
Step into the world of costume design and contribute to the magic of storytelling.
So go out there, break a leg. Not literally, of course.
Yes.
Show them what you're made of.
Right.
And remember, whether you're dressing actors for the stage or creating costumes for the silver screen, you're playing a vital role in bringing stories to life.
Yes.
Your passion, dedication, and attention to detail make all the difference.
That's right. Now, before we wrap up this episode,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay, I'm all ears.
As you embark on this journey, think about the impact you want to make in the world of costume design.
Okay.
How will you contribute to the visual narratives that shape our understanding of characters, stories, and even history itself?
That's a powerful question to ponder.
Yes.
It's about seeing beyond the immediate job and recognizing the broader artistic and cultural significance of this field.
Exactly. And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll be doing a deep dive into your incredible career
Oh, I love that.
as a costume designer.
Fingers crossed.
That's a wrap for this deep dive into costume attendant interview prep.
Okay.
We'll be back soon with more insightful guides and expert tips to help you navigate the exciting world of work.
Until next time, happy costuming.
Okay, now let's look at a question that's often a bit of a curveball.
Oh, hey.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
Ah, yes, the classic strengths and weaknesses question.
Right.
It's always a tricky one, right? You want to showcase your strengths without sounding like, too arrogant.
Yeah.
But you also need to acknowledge areas where you can improve
Yes.
without totally undermining your candidacy. Right.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Being both self-aware and strategic.
Okay.
So when you're discussing your strengths, focus on qualities that are directly relevant to the role of a costume attendant.
Makes sense.
So, are you incredibly organized?
Right.
Do you have a keen eye for detail?
Yep.
Are you a master at problem solving on the fly?
Right. Those are all good ones.
Highlight those skills
Okay.
and
Right.
back them up with concrete examples from your experience.
So instead of just saying, I'm a hard worker,
Right? Yeah.
you might say something like, I'm highly organized and efficient,
Mm-hmm.
which allows me to manage multiple tasks and deadlines effectively.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in my previous role, I developed a color-coded inventory system
Okay, yeah.
that streamlined our costume tracking process.
Exactly. That's much stronger.
Yeah.
And more impactful.
Right.
Now, when it comes to weaknesses,
Okay.
honesty is key.
Right.
But choose a weakness that you're actively working on
Okay.
and frame it as an opportunity for growth.
I like that.
So instead of saying, I'm a perfectionist.
Right, which can sound a little cliche and insincere, you might say.
Yeah.
I sometimes get caught up in the details and can benefit from delegating tasks more effectively.
Yeah.
I'm currently working on improving my delegation skills by taking a leadership course.
That's a great example. It shows that you're self-aware, proactive, and committed to continuous improvement.
Yeah.
And remember, the RoleCatcher AI can be a valuable tool for practicing your responses to this question.
Okay.
You can input your strengths and weaknesses, and the AI will provide feedback on how to articulate them in a compelling and professional manner.
It's like having your own personal branding expert.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay, so before we move on to our final thoughts, I want to touch on one more question that often comes up in costume attendant interviews.
Okay, what's that?
Do you have any questions for us?
Ah, yes. This is your chance to shine.
Yeah.
Asking thoughtful questions demonstrates your genuine interest in the position and the company. It's also an opportunity to gather valuable information that can help you make an informed decision.
So what kind of questions should we have up our sleeve?
Avoid asking questions that can easily be answered with a quick Google search.
Okay.
Instead, focus on questions that show you've done your research and are genuinely curious about the specific role and the company culture.
For example, you could ask about the company's approach to costume design.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or inquire about opportunities for professional development within the department.
Exactly. Those types of questions show that you're forward-thinking and invested in your career growth.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to get a little personal. Okay.
You could ask the interviewer about their experience working in the costume department.
Right.
Or what they enjoy most about their role.
It's a chance to connect, right?
Yes.
On a more personal level. Yeah. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From dissecting those tricky interview questions to exploring all the exciting career paths available to aspiring costume attendants?
It's a fascinating field.
It is.
Yeah.
As we wrap up this deep dive,
Great.
what are some final words of wisdom for our listeners?
First and foremost, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You have a unique set of skills and passions that you bring to the table.
Right.
Let your enthusiasm shine through.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to showcase your creativity and dedication.
Remember, preparation is key.
Yes.
Use all the amazing resources that RoleCatcher offers to tailor your answers, practice your delivery, and build your confidence. You got this.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And finally, approach the interview as a conversation. Right.
Not an interrogation.
Right.
Be authentic, be engaging, and let your personality shine through.
Because at the end of the day, they're not just looking for someone who can sew a button.
Right.
You're looking for someone who's passionate about the craft.
Yes.
Collaborative. And ready to contribute to the magic of storytelling.
Exactly. So go out there, rock that interview.
Yes.
And let your costume journey begin.
That's a wrap for this episode of The Deep Dive.
Great.
We hope you found this exploration of costume attendant interview prep insightful and inspiring.
Until next time, happy costuming.